Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and On Fire Athletes platform powered by Gamecoin. Okay, everybody. Hope you're having an awesome start to your Tuesday. Thanks for being here with us. LSU baseball beats McNeese 10-3. We could chat about that. The bigger story, though, came afterwards when Jay Johnson met with, it was his post-game interview on the LSU Sports Radio Network where he announced that Gavin Guidry is going to have a back procedure on Friday and his season is over. So, very disappointing for Gavin, no doubt. Hopefully, though, will get him what sort of relief or help he needs to be able to get back. It's a 3 to 4 month recovery, and then that should put him back if you just follow the timeline. August, and by August it means he'd be ready to go for fall baseball. And so that also means he would return for 2026. Remember, obviously, this is his draft year as a junior or third-year player, but because he didn't play redshirt, so he would have another year of eligibility in 2027 if he wanted it. So maybe maintains some leverage in the draft, which we often talk about. I don't know. For those who aren't familiar, of course, one of the reasons that guys leave early in the MLB draft is because they have leverage, right? When you come back to school to play a senior year, you don't have any leverage in negotiations with the team that drafted you. As an underclassman, the team's trying to entice you to come back. Will pay you more because the option otherwise is you go back to school. So when you have no more leverage, they draft you and pay you whatever they want because you can't negotiate. That you have no option. So that's why we talk about leverage in the draft. But Jay Johnson did say that Gavin will be back in 2026. One of the other things that was interesting is he said that, and I have a full episode last night about midnight. I stayed up and did a full episode on this for Locked On. So I would greatly appreciate if you go listen to it or watch it because I recorded that at about midnight. So after the post-game episode. So the episode I was going to do for Locked On about Brian Kelly meeting with reporters yesterday, football stuff, I'm going to record that this morning. So that'll be up sometime around 9:30 this morning. Anyway, one of the interesting things Jay said was that Gavin was going to start that game against Nichols that got rained out when it was freezing and rainy, first midweek of the season, that Gavin was going to start that game. Well, that obviously tells you they were working him toward being a starter, which is something that he wanted to do, obviously. So if you had Gavin Guidry as a starter, that would certainly alleviate some of the pressure on Cowan and Evans. You'd have other options. Or, if Guidry were here, then you obviously would have the option of maybe moving Cowan or Evans into the rotation. But you can start to look at how next year looks. Anderson's gone, Ionson's gone, Shores is gone, Cowan's gone, Myers is gone, Benj is gone, Beck's gone. You're going to lose a lot of arms. You will get Devin Sheeran off of injury. William Schmidt will be back. Evans will be back. Rizzi, Williams, Guidry, potentially Newt. We'll see what he elects to do. So be pretty big overhaul next year. So anyway, y'all, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. All of our sponsors linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Glad to have you. Hey, Brian Wynn, good morning. Brad, excuse me, Bubba, Thomas, good morning. Gotta have that first sip of coffee. Quentin, hey, Kelly Gross, back in the USA. All right, Kelly, hope you had an awesome trip. Sounded like you were at some amazing places. Kelly was jet setting all over Europe the last couple weeks. Hope it was an awesome trip. Hey, Jesse, loved to rant on Derek Carr. I thought with his contract, he would not be traded. What would a trade look like? So, actually, hat tip to Ross Jackson over at LouisianaSports.net. He got ahead of this and wrote a piece yesterday about what a trade would look like for Derek Carr. I'll post it in the chat, but he basically, I'll spoil it for you. He suggested a post June 1 trade to the Cleveland Browns that would only save the Saints about $1 million in cap space, and you would still have a giant dead cap number next year. And you'd probably get like a day 3 pick for him. So I just posted the link if you want to go check it out. Hey, David, unfortunate news on Gavin Guidry. Nice midweek win against McNeese. Yeah, it was. And y'all know my feeling on midweek games. But yes, it was McNeese is a good team, man. They had won 12 in a row. Justin Hill's got them playing really well. And that was an important game for McNeese because, like we talked about yesterday, they're a team that, because of their RPI, could make a case for an at-large berth if they don't win their conference tournament. A win like that last night would have been very helpful for them. They didn't get it. Hey, Sean, had the Derek Carr situation pegged from the beginning, knew he wanted out. If the Saints were stupid enough to pay him, they deserved everything that happens. Well, it wasn't that they were stupid enough to pay him, Sean. I mean, it was just a matter of how they wanted to manipulate the money. And you know how I feel, man. I've been opposed to signing, extending, restructuring Derek Carr from the beginning. Like literally from the first day they signed him, I hated the signing. And I hated restructuring him last year, and I hated restructuring him this year. The shoulder thing, though, trying to strong arm a team into a trade is, I don't think anybody had that. Because there's no reason he would have agreed to a restructure if he wanted out. Michael Cook, good morning. Tim Gotro, good morning. Lowell, Carr wants to be cut so he can sign a multi-year contract and keep a scam going another 4 years. They're not going to cut him for sure. Well, after the season, they probably will. Eli, Matt, I'm sure you agree drafting quarterback at 9 out of necessity without a true first-round grade would be a mistake. I do agree with that, Eli. I would not take a player just to take a player at 9. I do think they will take a quarterback in this draft, but I think that's why they've done such extensive work on the quarterback position. Maybe it's Shadur at 9. Maybe it's Dart at 40. Maybe they move back into round 1 to take Dart somewhere in the 20s. Maybe it's someone like Tyler Shuck in round 2 or 3. Maybe it's Quinn Ewers round 3, day 3. I don't know. But they've done such extensive work, Kyle McCord, on all the quarterbacks in this draft class that I think they will take a quarterback. It's just a matter of where in the draft they take the quarterback. Bubba, good morning. The hit keeps coming for your boy. Landed another 10 Boyle gigs at walk-ons. All right. Bubba, what do you do? Like, you have a catering business? Congrats. It's amazing. Love to hear that. Tom's there. Get some haters. It's about to happen. I love it. I love that Thomas trash talks about the jingle. Hey, Patrick, how about the Emperor of Empty Yards? Saints should bar him from all their properties, void his contract, get him out of New Orleans now. I'm with it. You know, it's funny, too, like, I don't think many people were onto that story yesterday, and Musso found the podcast and went and listened to it and heard the part about sort of insinuating that he was kind of faking the shoulder injury. And so we led with it on AFR and got it up at LouisianaSports.net, and it blew up. Like at that point is when it kind of started going, which was interesting. That kind of went under the radar. So it was Diana Rossini and Chase Daniel on Scoop City podcast, where Diana Rossini, who's as credible an NFL reporter as they come. I mean, she's great. And if you missed the story, Diana Rossini is effectively reporting that people around the NFL don't believe it's a shoulder injury for Carr. He's basically using he leaked it, or his camp leaked it. The Saints kind of knew, but didn't want it on full blast. And he put it out there. He's trying to strong on them into trading him. Good riddance, man. Hey, Robbie, do you like the hiring of Joe Dumars? Do you think he'll keep Willie Green as head coach? No, and I don't know. I think Jake Madison convinced me that the Dumars hire is exceptionally lazy. Why not go through an extensive search to identify who might be the best person? Joe Dumars built a championship roster in Detroit 20 years ago. And then proceeded to watch that roster disintegrate. And then he's basically been in the NBA front office since 22. So no, I don't love it. And I don't know what he'll do as far as Willie Green. But I think you let him make the decision. Hey, Trivia, good morning. Spurge, good morning. Seth, good morning. Opening segment yesterday was awesome. Opening segment yesterday was about Derek Carr. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hey, Dad, good morning. Hey, Brett DeGrow, good morning. One quick second, y'all. Let me go turn off Drew's sound machine, get him stirring. Here you go, Thomas. It's time. We're ready.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. At Parrish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrish built. Parrish built. Parrish built. From your hometown. ParrishBuilt.com.
Right. Parrish Construction Roofing. If you need North Peach, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Remember, that's semaglutide, tirzepatide, the GLP-1 medications, the weight loss shots your people talk about all the time. I don't understand all the negativity around them. Like, if that's going to help you lose weight and become a healthier person, God bless. Anyway, learn more. Lowest prices, never any contracts. UniquePhysique.com. They can ship your medicine anywhere in the country or the world. So, or not world, anywhere in the country. So, give me a shout. Or Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Patrick, also unbelievable. The Pelicans are moving forward with Dumars. Love him as a player. He hasn't been a GM in over a decade. Oversaw the decline of the Pistons. Just know. Conduct a GM search. Bob Myers out there, former Nuggets GM. Another name that Jake Madison mentioned when he was with us 2 days ago. Yes, I agree completely. Think of the contrasting approach where you have David Griffin, who'd been there for 6 years, made the playoffs twice under his leadership. Some inglorious moments, no doubt. Drafting Zion was a no-brainer. Not his fault Zion's been hurt, but really messed up the Brandon Ingram trade. You went and got DeJounte Murray. Not his fault that he got hurt, but you decided to move on. Meanwhile, you got Gumsmack and Mickey, who can't do anything to get fired. Like he's actively trying to see what limits he could push, and he can't get fired. It's crazy. The different level of give a darn with the Saints and the Pelicans is crazy. Has Derek Carr played his final game with the Saints already? I think so, Mark. If he's going to have a shoulder surgery that ends his season, he's not back in 2026. So yes. Morgan. Hey Dale, hoping the Sanders circus doesn't invade New Orleans. I couldn't disagree with you more. I don't know why people are scared of that. I think, if you look at Deion and you think that's a LeVar Ball type situation, I don't know that I could disagree more. He's all about holding his sons and his players accountable. Like Deion's the one who came publicly and said, if you don't go to class, your NIL deals are void. Deion's the one who, when the guys were out at practice and they were practicing lazy, he made them all go back into the locker room and start practice over. Like, he brings an old school mentality that most old school fans would love, but I think I have a reason why most people don't like it. It's the bombastic personality. It's all that stuff. which is foolish. I think what he talks about is being responsible, going to class, getting your education, being respectful, all that sort of stuff. And as far as Shadur, I think he's great. I mean, do I wish he was 6'3", 220? Yes. But I don't think that's a mandate. And I think he's super accurate with the football. I think he lead the country in completion percentage last year. 2 very productive seasons at Colorado where they went from 1 win to 4 wins to 9 wins. And he did it behind the worst offensive line in football. 2 years ago, he was sacked more than any quarterback in the country. Never put his offensive line on blast. Got the hell beaten out of him. Just kept getting up and going back after it. You don't see Shadur on social or all out publicly. I mean, and he's dealt with fame and money. It's a big concern. How did Johnny Manziel do with fame and money? How did Jamarcus do with fame and money? How do so many guys do with fame and money? You don't have to worry about it with Shadur. He's already got it. Anyway. Mark Loomis is buddies with Joe Dumars. It's like the My Buddy doll from Mattel. My buddy. Wherever I go, he goes, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. My buddy and me. Remember this Kid Sister? Kid Sister. I had a My Buddy. I had a Teddy Ruxpin too. Who dat for life, Chris? Matt, come the 9th pick. Next week, we're going to hold your wrist up and bust down your AP perfect time. What? We're going to hold your wrist up and bust down your AP perfect timing? I don't know. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what you're saying. Sorry about that. I missed that. Chance, Gail Benson was so mad at Loomis for extending Carr, she fired Griffin. Jason Horn, what's up, man? Tiger Poppy, what's going on? Trivia, do the Saints move up for Sanders? That I would, so to be very clear, that I would not be okay with doing. There's 2 things, that I'm not okay with at 9. 1 is taking Ashton Genty. 2 is moving up. You need everything. You cannot give up future years of assets to move up. To get a quarterback who, even if you have Shadur on your board as like the 5th best prospect in the draft, just don't know that you can justify giving up future years of assets. Like we've gone through what the compensation would look like based on the Bryce Young trade, the Trey Lance trade. Those are recent trades where teams went up in like early in round 1 went up to get a quarterback. And I just that I'm not okay with. If Sanders is there at 9, you take him, great. If he's gone by 9, okay, take the best player available. Look for quarterback at 40. Hey, Justin, curious, what kind of back injury does Guidry have? Did he ever say precisely? Jay's never said. What I was told was that it was a nerve issue. I don't mind saying that now that Jay's announced he's out for the year. And then as a result, he has an adjacent injury because of that. Abner Neal, good morning. Thomas. Jeffrey, how significant is Guidry out for the season? Well, Jeffrey, it's a good question. I guess the one way to look at it is you haven't had him all year. You haven't had him all year, so you're not really missing anything. We're all hoping he'd come back. And if he came back, that certainly if he came back, it certainly would have benefited you to have another arm at the back of the bullpen. It would take some of the pressure off of Kason Evans and Zach Cowan. The other thing that would take pressure off of him is William Schmidt and Connor Ware and Jaden Newt and Maverick Rizzi and Cooper Williams and Connor Benj and all these guys throwing more strikes, which they've started to do. They were fantastic last night. Maverick Rizzi had 6, went 2 2/3, had 6 strikeouts, no walks. He was awesome. Tiger Diver, Jeff McKithen, good morning. Mark, should the Pelicans consider getting a new medical staff? I don't really have a strong thought on that, man. Hey, Ray, morning. Ozempica right here. The Saints could use the PR boost the Sanders would bring. I'm sure. I'm less concerned about the PR of it, Ray. I'm more concerned with wins. Let's see. Do y'all really dislike Prime this much for his bombastic personality? So you keep the same energy for Tom Brady for a non-mobile quarterback with a great line who's hardly ever humble. There's a lot of quarterbacks like that. Difference is Tom Brady did win 7 Super Bowls. Ben, good morning. Bubba, I'm going to have to mash up of My Buddy and Me song and the melody of the parachute. Shadur song. Hey, Josh, good morning. Matt, you ever heard Shadur's song Perfect Timing? No, sorry, man. So that's what you're talking about was the lyric. Sorry, man. No, I don't. I'm not exactly the most pop culture relevant guy. We actually joke about it a lot at Guarantee. Because like I don't watch movies or TV or anything like that. I watch live sports, but whenever I get a pop culture reference, they're like amazed. But generally, like for some, Titanic was earlier this week was the anniversary of the Titanic sinking back in like 1911 or whatever, 1913, whatever year it was, and so they started bringing up the movie Titanic, and so. I mean, I was getting, and they're like, "How do you know all about that?" I'm like, "That was 1997. I mean, I was in high school. It was the most giant thing in the world at the time. I've seen it 100 times when I was 15. 16, whatever it was." Juan just got a gigantic crack on my windshield. Baton Rouge rocks are built different. Yeah, Juan. Another big part of that, too, is like you have to go on the interstate everywhere in Baton Rouge. Like coming from New Orleans, you can navigate New Orleans without ever getting on the interstate. You can't do that in Baton Rouge. So like wherever you go, you get on the interstate. So you always have flying rocks and debris. I don't think I've heard Deion's song. No. Kid sister. Justin, Maverick Rizzi has my heart more than Chase Shores. Justin, I'm going to tell you, man, I'm going to keep y'all. I'm going to keep pounding this point home, and I'm going to be right. And I'm going to keep pounding home so y'all remember, and y'all will say, Matt, you talked about this. Before the season is over, Chase Shores is going to be awesome. And you can tell the velo is holding on the fastball. The slider is getting more bite. He is coming along. That dude went 2 years without pitching in a live game. 2 years, man. Like, to think he was going to step on the mound game 1 and just be an All-American was probably unrealistic. But it's the same thing that happened with Ty Floyd 2 years ago. A lot of y'all wanted Ty Floyd just discarded. And by the end of the season, he was awesome and pitched his way into being a back first round pick. I'm telling you, I'm not saying Chase Shores is going to be a first rounder. What I'm telling you is, as this season goes along and he gets more mound time and the weather gets warmer and he gets more comfortable and more command and more feel for his pitches again after not pitching for 2 years, he's going to be really good. Now, your point about Maverick Rizzi, that was great to see. He's 6'9", he throws 98. Yes, that's awesome. Let's see more strikes from that guy because he could be awesome as well. Won Super Bowls with an asterisk. Stop it. Get the hell. There was no asterisk whatsoever about any of the Super Bowls Tom Brady or the Patriots won. I'm not worried about deflating footballs or filming opponents. Everybody cheats. In every level, everybody cheats to some degree. It's just a matter of what you and I find out about, how much you care, don't care about who did it, and how much you melt about it. Stop it. Stop it. Rocky, Jeremy, Justin. Yes. Okay, we're done, y'all. 7 right on time. I'm going to get out of here. All of our sponsors linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Please smash the like button on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. I got 2 Locked on LSU episodes live, the post game from last night, and an emergency episode on Guidry that I did at like 11 o'clock or midnight last night. So I really appreciate it if you listen to it. And AFR3.